Alright, welcome back artistic ladies and gentlemen to another Fun Fridays episode in this Pokemon TCG Online series. Today I'm gonna be showcasing a fun Zygarde Weavile deck, Weavile from the Steam Siege expansion. This deck is based on a deck that was shown to me or sent to me by Inki Cho or Inki Bot from the PTCGO. He's a super nice dude, he's been watching my channel for ages, so feel free to show some loving for Inki Cho down below in the comment section. The deck list that you're seeing on screen right now is actually the deck list from Inki Cho. I did make some changes to it, I did make some tweaks to it, so I'm gonna transition into my deck list right now. And as you can see, indeed, I did make some changes, so let's start off with the Zygarde-EX, the 190 HP fighting type Pokemon with the Lance Pulse attack, hits for 20 and 20 more if there is a stadium in play. Then Storm hits for 60, heals 30 from the Zygarde, and Lance Wrath heals for 100 or hits for 100 damage and does nothing as the effect. So a very powerful Pokemon, not only because of its attacks, but also because of its very big HP, his very high amount of hit points. So we play 4 Zygarde in this deck, and we combine it with obviously Carbink and Carbink BREAK, a very common partner for Zygarde. 2 Carbinks with a safeguard to prevent damage done to Carbink by EX Pokemon, and then 2 Carbink BREAKs with the Diamond Gift attack, hits for 20, and we can attach 2 energy cards from our discard pile to one of our fighting Pokemon. Obviously, this is going to be our Zygarde here, and if we can, we will try to attach the strong energies from our discard pile to our Zygarde. What does strong energy do? It allows us to do 20 more damage to our opponent's active Pokemon if this strong energy is attached to our Zygarde. So if we can accelerate 2 strong energies from the discard pile with the Diamond Gift from the Carbink BREAK, we can then attach them to our Zygarde, and just like that, Zygarde hits for 40 more damage with each of its attacks. That's a little bit better. So 60 with the Lance Pulse, 100 with the Storm, and 140 with the Lance Wrath, and that is pretty awesome. I do play 4 strong energies and then 9 basic fighting energies, a lot of basic fighting energies, because I also play Max Elixir to speed up our energy acceleration even more. 3 Max Elixirs in this deck to power up our Zygarde faster in combination with the Carbink BREAK. And then the other partner of choice is a 2-2 line of Sneasel and Weavile from the Steam Siege expansion. Weavile with the Tear Away ability. As often as you like during your turn, before you attack, you may put a Pokemon tool card attached to one of your Pokemon into your hand. Now that is pretty darn interesting, because I do run a lot of tool cards here. We have 2 Fighting Fury Belts, we have 2 Float Stones, and we have 2 Power Memories. So let's start off with the Fighting Fury Belt. This Fighting Fury Belt, when attached to our Zygarde, gives our Zygarde 40 more HP and increases the attack damage by 10. So Zygarde will have 230 HP when the Fighting Fury Belt is attached. Then Float Stones give our Pokemon free retreat, and then this Power Memory is only useful for our Zygarde, because if it is attached to Zygarde, we can also use this Power Memory card as an attack, and we can hit for the All Cells Burn for 200 damage, discard 3 energy attached to this Pokemon. So unfortunately we have to discard those energies, but we can hit for pretty high amounts of damage if we have 1 strong energy attached to our Zygarde and then 2 basic fighting energies. We can hit for the Power Memory for 220 damage total, and that is a 1-hit KO on things like Mega Mewtwo, and I believe it is... No, it's not a 1-hit KO on Mega Rayquaza. We do need 2 strong energies on the Zygarde to 1-hit KO on Mega Rayquaza, but that is pretty impressive, 1-hit KOing those Mega Pokemon with the Power Memory. Now obviously the disadvantage is that we have to discard 3 energies attached to Zygarde. So what we can do then is, after we have used this Power Memory, we can use the Tear Away ability from Weavile to get this Power Memory off of our Zygarde, and instead attach a Float Stone that previously was attached to maybe a Carbink or a Zygarde on the bench. We can then switch this Float Stone, put it onto our Zygarde, retreat the Zygarde into our Carbink BREAK, and accelerate those energies that we discarded previously from our discard pile onto that very same Zygarde. And that is why Weavile can be pretty darn good in this deck. Not only that, if we need some more HP at some point, we can switch out a Power Memory for a Fighting Fury Belt, for example, using this Weavile's ability. So lots of flexibility here with our tool cards, thanks to this Tear Away ability from the Weavile. Then the rest of this deck is pretty straightforward, I would say. We have 4 Sycamores for draw support, we have 2 End for draw support, and we have 2 Shaymins for draw support. We also have 4 VS Seekers to get back our supporters from the discard pile. We have 1 Hex Maniac to deal with Carbinks from my opponent himself, and also to use against Vileplume. Vileplume always very annoying to face in if your opponent plays it. Certainly if you're up against Zygarde Vileplume, then we are in a little bit of trouble, because Zygarde Vileplume can item lock us and can prevent us to use the Tearaway ability from the Weavile, because we cannot put our Float Stones and our Fighting Fury Belts or our Power Memories on our Pokemon if we are item locked. So Hex Maniac can help us in that case or in that scenario. Then 1 Pokemon Ranger, remove all effects of attacks on each player and his or her Pokemon. This is simply here to deal with Regice. Regice is a huge annoyance for us. If you're up against Regice, either we need to get Pokemon Ranger in our hands, then use it, and then attack with the Zygarde-EX for a 1-hit kill, or we could also power up a Carbink Break with maybe 3 strong energy, so we can then hit for the Power Gem from the Carbink for 100 damage, which is a 2-hit kill, and Regice cannot actually 1-hit kill us, so we are 2-hit killing my opponent is 2-hit killing us. If we can get off the first attack, we should be able to knock out that Regice before our Carbink Break goes down. So those are the 2 ways for us to deal with Regice. First off, Pokemon Ranger, secondly Carbink with tons of strong energies on it. Then we have 4 Ultra Balls to surge out our Pokemon. We have 1 Escape Rope for more flexibility between switching with our Pokemon or with switching between our Pokemon. I think that's a little bit better said. Then 1 Eco Arm to shuffle back our tool cards from our discard pile into our deck. And 1 Super Rod. Super Rod is here to shuffle back some Pokemon and some energies in our deck. Most of the time we will shuffle back Pokemon, because we have the Carbink here and the Carbink Break to shuffle back energies, or to get energies back from our discard pile rather, and attach them to our Pokemon immediately. And that is basically it here for this deck analysis. A pretty interesting deck, I would say. It is... I would say it's more the fun variant of Zygarde. Vileplume Zygarde, I would say, is a little bit more competitive. If you're up against Vileplume Zygarde, I think we will lose most of the time, to be honest, simply because the item lock is so powerful against us. Anyways, this is going to be it for the deck analysis. Leave a like if you enjoy the upcoming battles, it's always much appreciated. I'm going to find myself some opponents in a versus ladder right now, and I'll see you there in a moment. El Kuber challenges us to a battle with his colorless Darkness, Dragon and Psychic deck. This is definitely Darkrai, Giratina, Garbodor, no doubt about it. And Darkrai is, guess what, it is fighting weak. Yes, that's right. So I'm not sure if my opponent will like that he's facing Zygarde here. We start off with 3 Ultra Balls in our hands. Unfortunately, we have to shuffle those Ultra Balls back into our deck, or actually maybe fortunately, because it was not a very good hand, to be honest. We could have Ultra Balled for Shaymin and stuff like that, but I'd rather not use all of my Ultra Balls in my first turn. And then we do start off with our Shaymin, which is a bit of a bummer, as well as our Weavile and our Carbink Break and our Super Rod in the very same hand. Can you believe it? That is not good. If we top deck an Ultra Ball, I will discard the Carbink and the Weavile and then Super Rod them back in my deck. That would be ideal here. Top decking an Ultra Ball would be fantastic for us. So when are we up against? Indeed, it is Darkrai, Giratina, Garbodor. So we do see the Giratina, no surprise there. Can my opponent power up his Giratinas? That's a big question as well. Carbink is going to be awesome for us in this match. Darkness Energy on that Giratina and a Secret Rare Ultra Ball. Oh my goodness, we are up against a rich boy here with the Secret Rare Ultra Balls. And there's a Hoopa for the Darkrai's. Discarded a Listener straight away, so now we know my opponent has access to a Listener. So we need to watch out for those Listener plays, those annoying Listener plays. Hoopa it is for Darkrai. Shaymin and Darkrai does get out the Darkrai's despite weakness. Maybe he plays weakness policy, you never know. And then a Shaymin for 3 more cards. No Garbodor. Interesting. Garbodor could prevent us from using our Carbinks, but for now my opponent does not really aim to get out the Garbodor, it seems. He might Parallel City himself down to 3 cards later on to make space for Trubbish or something like that. We do see a Fighting Fury Belt on the Giratina actually. Alright. And a pass of the turn. Just 1 energy in play. Oh my goodness. Well, let's put this energy, this power memory on our Shaymin. Then let's discard this entire hand. What a bummer! What a bummer starting hand. And there's our Zygarde as well as 1 energy and a Sneasel. Alright, this is a little bit better already. Not fantastic yet, but definitely a little bit better. So we will Shaymin for 4 more cards. And hopefully find maybe some strong energies for the next turn. That would be nice. And Escape Rope. Well, let's Escape Rope. So we can start attacking. I don't mind this. We will actually play this Parallel City, but put it facing our way. That is going to be our plan here. So we can discard our own Shaymins. I'll have to discard this power memory, but so be it. So we will play down this Parallel City. Oh, I did it too late. I need to play down my Zygarde first. That's a bummer. I didn't mean to do that. Well, it's too late now. So let's do it. And then let's hit for the Lance Pulse for a ton of damage here. 80 damage on this Darkrai. This Darkrai is going to go down very soon. Maybe in the next turn even. You never know. And then we will take 2 very quick prizes. Put some energy on the Darkrai on the bench. Is that going to be it? Yeah, definitely a misplay there with my Stadium. I had it in my mind, but then I was talking and I forgot about it. We see a Listener on our Shaymin again. So now we need to put an energy on our Shaymin here. And the Weavile. Fantastic. We can actually just find a Float Stone and switch out the tool cards. And that is a possibility as well. So we will Sycamore here. Discard the Ultra Balls. Discard our Zygarde because I was stupid enough not to bench it. Hopefully we can find our Float Stone here. The strong energy, and nope, we do not find our Float Stone. So I'm not gonna lie, that is definitely a little bit of a bummer. So let's move that power memory from the Shaymin, put it on our Zygarde, and let's end our turn. In the next turn I will Sycamore again, and then we definitely should be able to find our Float Stone. An energy on the Darkrai, on the Giratina, and an N. An N is good. And it's definitely good. I didn't really want to discard this Carbink Break with my Sycamore, otherwise I would have been forced to do that. What do we find? A Float Stone. Amazing, we find our Float Stone and our Carbink. The only thing we're missing is a counter Stadium, because I do want to bench my Carbink at some point here. A Startling Megaphone discards our power memory. That's okay, we have another one right there. So this is the expanded Darkrai, or the soon to be expanded Darkrai. We see a Float Stone on the Darkrai. Will we see the Giratina come out? Or is my opponent going to let this Darkrai get knocked out? Then I don't see why he attached the Float Stone. Retreats into the Hoopa actually. Oh my goodness. We are going to be able to attack the Hoopa here. So let's Float Stone our Shaymin. Let's retreat into our Zygarde. Let's attach another energy to our Zygarde. Might as well play down this power memory on the Zygarde on my bench. And then, well, if we Sycamore, we cannot use our Carbinks. So I'm not gonna Sycamore at all. I'm simply going to hit for the Lance Wrath for 140 damage against this here Hoopa. And in the next turn we should be able to knock it out. Yeah, I don't want to discard my Carbinks at all. Man, this sucks. This is not good. We see an energy on the Darkrai, not on the Giratina for some reason. And then maybe another N. Please give us another N so we can find our Stadium. Maybe both of our Stadiums are prized. And there's another N. Amazing, another N from our opponent. He's looking for a Float Stone for his Hoopa, I think. And that is what my opponent is looking for at the moment. A Listener, we can Listener the Giratina and one-hit KO the Giratina if we want to. But we don't get our Stadium. So let's Max Elixir. Max Elixir fails. What do we Listener here? Do we Listener the Darkrai or do we Listener the Giratina? Probably the Darkrai, to be honest. Because the Darkrai can hit for the most damage. Actually 120 at the moment. So we will Lance Wrath. Do we move this tool at the moment? Yes, we will move the tool onto the active Zygarde. So we can always kill the Giratina if the Giratina comes out. And then it's time to hit for the Lance Wrath for a ton of damage onto this Darkrai here. Take the first prize, 280 damage. Just like that, we have very easy targets that we can Listener. We have the Hoopa for a one-hit kill, we have the Darkrai for a one-hit kill, and then we can also one-hit kill this here Giratina with our Zygarde. Problem is we need to retreat it then into another Zygarde, which will only have one energy attached because we failed our Max Elixir. There we do see the Darkness energy and the Hydreigon. So now my opponent can quite easily retreat the Giratina. And a Sycamore from my opponent. But will it matter? All we really need to do is power up our Zygarde here on the bench and then Listener the Hoopa for an easy KO for 40 damage. with our Lance Pulse. Another Max Elixir. Can my opponent power up the Darkrai? My opponent can power up the Darkrai. 3 energies in a discard pile so far. And a Listener from my opponent for the next turn most likely. Not for this turn. And there's a Chaos Wheel for 110 damage onto our Zygarde. Oh, a Max Elixir. Don't mind if I do. So let's try to Max Elixir. Yes, we do hit the Max Elixir. Well, let's put it on our Zygarde. Well, let's put another energy on our Zygarde. And then we shall end here. We are looking for our Stadium still. For our Scorched Earth here. We don't get it. We do get a Fighting Fury Belt, but we cannot use our Fighting Fury Belt at the moment. So we'll simply hit for the All Cells Burn. And we have our Seeker for the Listener in the next turn. All Cells Burn it is for a complete KO here on this Giratina X. If my opponent finds an energy for the Darkrai, my opponent can hit for 60, but that is not enough to one-hit KO us. He needs, let's see, 80. He needs one more energy. He needs 3 energies on the board, so he needs to hit another Max Elixir. Or he needs to, yeah, he needs to hit another Max Elixir. And that is what my opponent needs to do here. There's a Max Elixir. Does it hit or not? Oh, he does hit, so we will see the kill here on our Zygarde after all. And there's a double Dragon Energy even. My opponent will retreat into that Hydreigon. Do we see an N from my opponent? Actually, promotes the Baby Yveltal. And an N. Alright, but we can use our Weavile here to Floatstone our active Zygarde. And there's our Scorched Earth, fantastic, and a Sycamore. Oh my goodness. Alrighty then. And let's counter the Stadium. And then let's Sycamore our hand away. Let's thin out our deck a little bit here. A strong energy, don't mind if I do. And a Carbink. The Carbink is what we needed all this time. So let's start powering up the Carbink maybe. We cannot one-hit KO the Baby Yveltal, so I might just start powering up the Carbink and then maybe put my Shaymin in the active spot. There's no real way my opponent is knocking out our Shaymin at the moment. Even if he does, he will need to do it with the Darkrai EX, and then we can simply knock out the Darkrai EX. So I will indeed promote my Shaymin, get rid of this power memory from the Zygarde right there, put it on the Zygarde on the bench, then Fighting Fury Belt the active Zygarde. No, we'll Floatstone the active Zygarde first of all. And that is going to be our play here. Floatstone that active Zygarde, retreat it onto the bench into our Shaymin. And then we will put that Floatstone back into our hand actually. Yes. So we will put the Fighting Fury Belt on the Zygarde on the bench. And pause the turn to my opponent. Do we use our Eco Arm? We have a power memory in the discard pile, and that's about it. That's all we have in the discard pile at the moment. So I don't think I'll use my Eco Arm. I'll simply end my turn here and see what my opponent does. We are waiting for our Seeker, or for my opponent to take the lead here. If he promotes the Hydreigon, we should be able to also burn for the one-hit KO on the Hydreigon if we find another energy. Maybe I should have put the energy on my Zygarde. We have 5 in the discard pile, 3 in play, but we still have 4 more energies somewhere, so we should be able to find 1 more energy at some point here to power up our Zygarde. And at the very least we can start accelerating energies in the next turn with our Carbink, so that is good as well. And there's no real way that my opponent can knock out or one-hit KO our Zygarde-EX on the bench at the moment. So the question is, what is my opponent going to do here at the moment? 3 Seekers in this card pile, 5 energies, 1 double Dragon Energy. There's another double Dragon Energy on the Giratina on the bench in the background. He can only Listener 2 more times unless he plays 2 Listeners. No, actually if he plays 2 Listeners. And there we see an AZ on the Hoopa, an Ultra Ball, discarding the Hoopa and the Latios. Not that it is going to matter, I think. How will he take 6 prizes before we take 2 more prizes? I don't see it, and a pause onto our turn. And there's our Seeker, that is all we needed. Seeker for the Listener for the game here. We had plenty of outs right here, so let's Listener that Darkrai. GG to my opponent. But I think promoting that Baby Yveltal was not going to help him in the long run. 120 damage right there. And we take the win here against Darkrai, Giratina, and Garbodor. Amazing stuff. That was actually a very nice match in my opinion. That was a pretty darn nice match. Certainly because we started off with a very bad hand. We had to discard a lot of resources. And then I made that misplay of putting down my stadium before playing down my Zygarde, even though in my head I was talking to myself or saying to myself, play down the Zygarde, then play the stadium. But then I was talking to you and I completely forgot about it. Zygarde-EX MVP versus Giratina EX. 860 damage dealt versus 110 from my opponent. Let's find ourselves another opponent. G Money Smooth 50 challenges us to a battle with his colorless and Darkness deck. Alright, Darkness could be Darkrai, which is not so good for my opponent if he plays Darkrai. Because Darkrai is definitely fighting weak. We can very easily take advantage of that. Only if we start off with a good hand though, because this was not a very good hand at all. We started off with 4 energies in our starting hands. Oh my goodness. So we do see the Darkrai sleeves. This could mean it is Darkrai. But it could also very likely mean it is not Darkrai. And this is an even worse starting hand, if possible, even worse than the previous one. Wow. And just wow, that was... can we top deck something here? Ooh, Darkrai with the Dark Clutter. Yveltal with the Finding Resistance. So we see an energy on the Darkrai. We will see a Max Elixir right here onto the Yveltal on the bench. And then hopefully an N. Skyla for, please search for an N here. An Ultra Ball, never mind, it's an Ultra Ball for Shaymin. Yes, alrighty, he will discard a Listener and a Darkness Energy and is going to grab that Shaymin to draw into 4 more cards. Is going to leave us with our Abyssal hand here, our awful hand. And there it is, 4 more cards from this Shaymin. What can you find? Can you find some more Max Elixirs maybe? No, just a pass of the turn. Alrighty. An Ultra Ball. Fantastic top deck. Let's grab ourselves our Zygarde immediately. Let's discard this here. Floatstone maybe. Maybe not. Let's discard the Carbink BREAK. Yes, I will discard the Carbink BREAK. I'll grab myself a Zygarde because we do not have another Shaymin. Boy, oh boy, we do not have another Shaymin, so let's put this energy on our Zygarde. Let's Floatstone our Shaymin, let's retreat into our Zygarde, hit for 40 damage with our Zygarde, and hopefully sooner rather than later KO this here Darkrai before it hits for an Abyssal Sleep, because that is going to be super annoying if we get put to sleep by this Darkrai. There's a switch into the Baby Yveltal, and we will see the Baby Yveltal hit for an Oblivion Wing. Oh no. We are still not looking very good, honestly. Seeker for the Skyla again. Alright, maybe another Ultra Ball for another Shaymin here. Will we see another Ultra Ball? Yes, actually another Ultra Ball. But why is my opponent not going for those supporters? I want to see my opponent go for the N here. Discards 2 more energies actually, wow. 2 more energies in a discard pile. And there's another Shaymin. Please give us a supporter. I need a supporter here very urgently. Without the supporter we are definitely lost. If he puts us to sleep, we need to flip 2 coins instead of 1 between turns. If one of them is a Tails, that Pokemon is still asleep. So we will most likely not wake up before we get 1-hit KO'd by the Abyssal Sleep there. An energy on the Zornoa gets out to Zornoa. We do not have many benched Pokemon at the moment though, so the Zornoa is not going to be very strong at the moment against us. Can we find ourselves an energy? Power Memory, well, I will attach it. We'll hit for the Lance Pulse for no damage. Oh, so annoying. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I want to smash my table because of these bad starting hands. It is, I might just as well concede. And another Skyla, that's like the 3rd Skyla this game. Will he finally get a draw supporter? Please grab yourselves an N. Fighting Fury Belt. What? What do you use your Fighting Fury Belt for? What is so urgent? Okay, well, but we are not doing any damage to that Baby Yveltal, so I guess he wants to speed up his damage output. Another energy on the Darkrai. That Darkrai can soon, when it kills, And a Sycamore. Finally, we get something. Yes. Alright, we are on our way now. Never mind, we are not. We top deck awful stuff here. Max Elixir, which is not useful at all. Well, might as well use it. An energy, put it on our Shaymin. Then we will just hit for the Soulstorm, heal up 30 damage. Hit for 40 against this baby Yveltal. Slowly but surely we will heal ourselves up. Will my opponent retreat into the Darkrai? That would be the smart move right here, to retreat into the Darkrai and hit us for 80 with that Abyssal Sleep. If we get lucky, we might be able to knock it out, but it is very likely that we will not get lucky. Another Skyla! What is he doing with those Skylas? What are you doing? G Money Smooth, grab yourselves a supporter, grab yourselves a Sycamore for the next turn. Because you are leaving yourselves without a hand. There's teammates, grabs the teammates. He's expecting us to knock out his Yveltal. I'm not sure why. We are not going to knock it out anytime soon. An Ultra Ball will discard a Listener and a baby Yveltal. He cannot use any more Listeners except for with his last Seeker. That is, wow, he ran himself out of his Listeners already. A Zoroark right there and another Oblivion Wing. He's just going to keep using the Oblivion Wing. I am not sure why he decides to do that. Darkrai is his best option at the moment, in my opinion, honestly. It's definitely his best option because of the Abyssal Sleep. So what we will do here is we will Super Odds these two back into my deck. Then we will put an energy on our Zygarde. Put a Floatstone somewhere. No, we will not. We'll simply Sycamore. We cannot put a Floatstone anywhere. Strong energy, Weavile. We still miss out on our other Zygardes. And the Max Elixir fails. We are going from one bad hand to another bad hand. And there's our Skyla, so we can Skyla for an Ultra Ball in the next turn. And we have our Escape Rope for the next turn as well. Let's hit for the Soulstorm, because we do not hit for the kill with our Lance Wrath anyways. So might as well heal up a little bit. Heal up 40. If my opponent decides to get out this Darkrai, we will use our Escape Rope. Yes. Stand in. And a retreat into the Darkrai. Finally, we will see the retreat. Decides to discard those energies, so I'm not sure why he wanted to keep the energies on the baby Yveltal. And an Abyssal Sleep for 80. Alright, we get put to sleep, but we will knock out. And there it is, one tail, so we stay asleep. Luckily, we have our Escape Rope right here. That is definitely quite lucky for us. So let's Escape Rope out of that sleep. Force my opponent to promote something else. While we try to set up a little bit here. Would be nice to get a license or the Darkrai back into the active spot, but that is not going to happen. Skyla or what do we do? I'm gonna Skyla. I'm gonna Skyla for an Ultra Ball and set up another Zygarde on my bench. That is going to be my play. We do not need to be scared from a Listener or for a Listener here, because my opponent only has one more VS-Seekers to Listener out our bench Zygarde there. So we will simply start powering up another Zygarde and probably let the Shaymin go down, honestly. My opponent will retreat into the Darkrai on the bench here and then attack us with the Darkrai for the Abyssal Sleep. And as soon as the Shaymin goes down from that Abyssal Sleep, we can come in with our Zygardes on the bench here and one hit kill that Darkrai with Abyssal Sleep, and then one hit kill anything else that comes after that. And there's a pass of the turn. Alrighty, we can end. Do we want to end? I kind of want to find my Listener, so maybe I will end. My opponent is stuck with all his Pokemon on the bench, so we don't really mind giving him some more cards there. And there is our Listener for the next turn. Amazing, we did get it. Let's put this Power Memory in play. Let's do we want to get rid of my opponent's Shaymin? I am not sure. I'm gonna keep my stadiums for now. I'll simply end my turn. Yes, alright. The Shaymin can still go down here if my opponent retreats into the Darkrai with the Abyssal Sleep, which might happen here if he has an energy, but at least we have this Listener at some point, or to use at some point in the game here. So what is it going to be? G Money Smooth, what are you going to do? Another Skyla! What? Another one! He's playing two Skylas in the very same deck. Does he even play Draw Supporters? We haven't seen a single draw supporter yet. So when is he going to Skyla for? Another Ultra Ball for another Zoroark, I suppose. I guess that's the only thing he can really get out here. Oh, and there it discards Darkrai, so it does play Darkrai. I don't think I will play down Zoroark Break. That's going to be important. We need to knock out that Zoroark Break before it can copy our attacks. Definitely don't want to see it copy our power memory, because I think it can. No, actually, I don't think it can. Foul play. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. The Zygarde-EX discard is attached to can also use this attack on this card. So can he copy that? I don't know. Oh, Sky returns. What? Sky returns the Zoroark Break. What was the point in that? So now all of a sudden we don't need to be scared of the Zoroark Break anymore. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's license out the Darkrai with the Abyssal Hand and let's knock it out right here with our Zygarde. Soulstorm for the KO for a ton of damage, 200 damage right there. I didn't want to attack with the Zygarde on my bench because my opponent can one-hit KO it with the Yveltal if my opponent finds a Darkest Energy for the Yveltal. And I think he is definitely capable of doing that. He Sky Return that Zoroark Break, so he has an energy in hand. There's another Darkrai with the Abyssal Hand or Abyssal Sleep, so now we need to find our Listener again. We need to deal with that Darkrai again here. Oblivion Wing for 40. We will knock out this here Yveltal with our Soulstorm 60. And that's not enough for a KO. There's our Carbink. Let's put down our Carbink. Let's grab ourselves a Shaymin. I think we are going to discard the Pokemon Ranger and the Scorched Earth. Yes, alright. I'm still gonna keep the Parallel City. Oh, we don't have any more Shaymins, I forgot. So let's grab ourselves a Sneasel then. A Sneasel it is. And let's heal up a little bit with our Soulstorm. We won't be able to hit for the kill right here. 80 damage. 80, wait, why 80? 100 minus 20. Oh yeah, 80, yes, alright. I was thinking it was 60, but it's 80. There we do see the Zoroark Break once more. And we could see my opponent stand in here and go for the foul play with the Zoroark Break. A Sycamore from my opponent. He does play draw supporters. Look at that. We did see a Sycamore after all. There's a stand-in, and now we will see the foul play. This is gonna be interesting. Ooh. Maybe we'll see a retreat. No, a foul play for 100 damage. Cannot copy our All Souls Burn, it seems. Alright. Alrighty. A strong energy. Where do we attach our strong energy to? To our Zygarde or to our Carbink? I am not sure actually. Probably to my Carbink. We don't really need it on a Zygarde. So let's hit for the Soulstorm for the kill on this Zoroark Break. Heal up 30 damage again, preventing my opponent from taking a one-hit kill with that Darkrai EX on the bench there, or the Darkrai, the baby Darkrai. Via Seeker, fantastic. We can get our Listener, grab our Listener from this card pile. There's the Darkrai with the Abyssal Sleep once more. Maybe we can simply Listener the Zoroark. Try to stall there. Never mind, there is a Zoroark. If he has a Float Stone, he can always retreat. We haven't seen a single Float Stone yet. An energy on that Zoroark, and there's the Abyssal Sleep for 90. And there's the Tails already. 2 Tails actually. So we will go down for sure here. An Ultra Ball. An Ultra Ball. Well, let's see. I think do we have Super Odds? Yes, we do. I think I might get rid of my own Zygarde on the bench here. Get rid of the damage on that Zygarde. Put the energies in the discard pile. And try to find myself a fresh Zygarde. Yes, we will do that. So let's reduce our own bench size. Funnily enough. We are going to try to find ourselves a Weavile as well, so we can get that power memory of our Zygarde. And there's our Weavile as well as our fresh Zygardes. Alright, this is good. This is definitely good. We even get an energy for our fresh Zygardes, but we cannot bench it. I forgot at the moment. We have limited our own bench size. So let's get a tool of that Zygarde. We'll have to wait until the next turn. So let's see here. Do we need to do anything else? No. There's nothing else we need to do at the moment. I could put this here energy on my Carbink BREAK, but I don't think that's useful. We are just going to keep it in our hands and pause the turn to my opponent. A Tails and another Tails. That's 4 Tails in a row. Oh my goodness. At some point we will need to be able to flip 2 heads, but it will not be here before we can knock out this here Darkrai. We'll see the stand-in, and then we'll see a knockout with this Zoroark, which means we are going to knock out the Zoroark itself, I think. We are hitting for 80 only. Another Skyla! Another Skyla! Skyla number 3! Oh my goodness, Skyla number 3! What? Mind Jack for 100 damage. What's going on? 3 Skylas in my opponent's deck. Why does he play so many Skylas? He's down to the last 3 cards. Can he actually take enough prizes in that time frame? Another Carbink. So let's play down our Zygarde. Let's try to put some energies on our Zygarde here. Okay, we do get an energy there for our Zygarde. I'm gonna put an energy on my Shaymin so we can Sky Return our Shaymin at some point. Let's put the Power Memory on our Zygarde, and then let's hit for a bit of damage. I might actually just wanna Hex Maniac maybe, because it doesn't really matter. My opponent does not have any EXs that can attack the Carbink BREAK really. So let's Hex Maniac, and then let's hit for the Diamond Gift for 80 damage on that Zygarde. Let's attach 2 strong energies on that Zoroark, not that Zygarde. Let's attach 2 strong energies to our Zygarde-EX. My opponent cannot one-hit kill our Carbink BREAK unless he attacks with the baby Weavile on the bench there. Retreats into... Oh, that's a misplay then. He should have retreated into that baby Weavile and attacked us with the baby Weavile. Because now we can... Oh, and a VS Seeker for a Listener does have the last VS Seeker for the Listener. Never mind, it's not a misplay. He actually intended to do this. He's going to target another Zygarde, but we might be able to flip 2 heads right here. Definitely regret playing down that Parallel City now to get rid of my damaged Zygarde. It is heads, and heads, we wake up, that's it. Bad luck for my opponent there. Bad luck indeed. So we will hit for the Soulstorm for the KO. No need to hit for the Lance Wrath. 200 damage right there, we heal up 30, and I believe that this is where we take the game. An N. Alright, then we see the baby Weavile can hit us for 100 damage. We will knock it out with our Carbink BREAK on the bench, because my opponent cannot Listener our Zygarde anymore. Darkness Blade for that baby Weavile. It needs a Tails. We have one more VS Seeker somewhere, 1 more cards, and my opponent will be decking himself out. And there is the concede from my opponent. Alright, we do see the concede. Not a very long match. That shouldn't have been that long. Those Darkrai's, they are very annoying. Wow. But we did manage to take this game after all. Let's take a look at the stats. 6 tails flipped versus 3 heads flipped. Definitely on the unlucky side there. 880 damage dealt versus 750 from our opponent. Zygarde-EX MVP versus baby Weavile. Let's find ourselves another opponent. Phase TA challenges us to a battle with the colorless fighting and actually water deck. So we might be up against a mirror match here, but I do believe it will be a Garchomp, honestly. Hopefully not Garchomp with Focus Sash. We do start off with a terrible hand, so let's reshuffle the hands. We don't want to see any more terrible hands, please. Please, just let us start off nicely once. Come on, nice starting hands. Well, it is okay actually, it is a good hand. We can find ourselves a Zygarde, we can put a Floatstone on our Sneasel here. And we might be able to one-hit kill my opponent's active Pokemon if we find a Stadium. So let's, oh, Zygarde with Garchomp already. So Zygarde versus Zygarde it is. We do see a Trainer's Mail. Garchomp is going to be annoying though. An Ultra Ball. Question is, does my opponent play Corina or anything like that? Because then again, it would be a little bit unfair. Or an unfair match for us to deal with. So we are going to discard this here energy, this here Sneasel. Let's put a strong energy on our Zygarde. We will start attacking the Zygarde from our opponents. and get that first attack going. And then let's put a float stone on our Sneasel and let's discard this hand. We are looking for max elixirs. No max elixir here, but we can actually find our Shaymin, so that is good. We have our stadium as well. Another float stone. Let's put a float stone on our Carbink. Actually, I might just escape rope into that Gible and knock out the Gible, and that is what I'm going to do. That is going to be much more important for us. Deal with that Garchomp first. So we will knock out the Gible. We will play down the stadium, so my opponent cannot actually bench too many Pokemon. Then we'll discard the Weavile, discard the Sycamore. We are looking for a Shaymin. Do we have another Weavile? Yes, we do. So we can always find our last Weavile when necessary. Then we'll play down our Shaymin. This is a good start. I am happy. I'm a happy chap. We are having a good start here. Actually, a pretty darn nice start. There's another stadium and a max elixir. Might as well use the max elixir on my Carbink if I can. Yes, I can actually max elixir onto my Carbink. And we will knock out this here Gible with our Zygarde for 60 HP. What can we get from prizes? It is a Super Rod. Alright, Super Rod is good. We can shuffle back Carbink, Sneasel and Weavile, or Carbink Break. There's the counter stadium. Fighting stadium will get hit for maybe 80 damage, maybe 100 if he finds a strong energy. Oh, there's a muscle band, so he's playing for the expanded formats, or for the soon to be expanded formats. We'll get hit for 100 damage from the Stealth Storm. My opponent will heal up a little bit. And that is okay. We will retreat into our Carbink here if we can find our Weasel into our Carbink Break. Let's counter that stadium first of all. Weavile, not Weasel. I said Weavile. I meant Weavile. I meant Weavile. So we will discard our N and our Sycamore and grab ourselves our Weavile. Yes, alright. Let's grab the Ultra Ball, discard the Sycamore and the N. And grab that Weavile here. Where are you? There you are already. And then we'll move our floatstones around. Retreat our Zygarde in the active spots. Promote our Carbink. Force our opponent to find a Hex Maniac or something like that. We'll also move the floatstone off the Zygarde. We might see a Lysander on the Zygarde or something, and then we don't really want the floatstone to get removed. So let's move the floatstone off the Zygarde and put it onto our Shaymin here. Will we Super Odds? No, I don't think we will. We'll simply hit for the Diamond Gift for 20 damage on the Zygarde-EX. Put this energy from our discard pile onto our Zygarde on the bench and pass the turn to my opponent. Can we find our power memory to one-hit KO this Zygarde-EX from my opponent? That's gonna be a big question here. We do see the Octillery. Octillery can draw 2 more cards with the Abyssal Hands. So far we haven't seen a Focus Sash yet, which makes me happy. No Focus Sash as of yet. If my opponent plays down another Gible, we will need to Lysander that Gible, or Lysander it as soon as possible. There's an Ultra Ball, discarding an Escape Rope and a Gabite. We might see the Gible right here. And yes, there's a Gible. So can we find our Lysander for that Gible to knock out that Gible? We really don't mind the Zygarde all that much. Garchomp is what we need to fear here. Sunstorm heals up 20 damage there. We are going to Sycamore, I think, an energy. Do we put it on our Zygarde? Maybe not. I'll discard the energy and draw a couple more cards so we can accelerate with our Carbink. There's a strong energy for our Carbink or for our Zygarde. Well, let's see. Can we find our... It would be nice if we had the Lysander here, because then we could have knocked out that Gible with our Carbink Break. We'll put the power memory on a Zygarde. We can actually knock out this Zygarde here with our Zygarde on the bench. And I think I will do that. And then we'll Sycamore as well. We'll hit for the All-Stars Burn. We'll shuffle back some Pokemon. The Weavile, the Sneasel, and the Carbink Break. And then we'll go for the Sycamore. No need to go for the N really. We'll leave my opponents to draw from the Octillery. So Sycamore it is. Can we find our Lysander for that Gible? No, we do not. Another Carbink, which is good. Might as well play it down. And then we'll hit for the All Cells Burn here. For a complete KO on this Zygarde. Amazing stuff. In the next turn we will retreat our own Zygarde and start powering it up again with our Carbink. An energy and a power memory. So we do have an N for draw support, which is good. We can end in the next turn. We don't have a Sycamore or anything like that. And there's a Corina. We might see the Focus Sash here, but it is okay if we do see the Focus Sash this time around, because we can actually just put some damage on the Garchomp. There's a Seeker and the Garchomp. Does my opponent have the rare candy? Probably does then, if he grabs the Garchomp and a Seeker. And yes, there's the rare candy. Will we see an energy, a strong energy, or a strong energy would knock us out? No, will not knock us out. A muscle band and a strong energy would knock us out, or a fighting stadium and a strong energy, that would do it. But if my opponent attaches a muscle band, we can 1-hit KO the Garchomp, and there's no energy right there, which is excellent. So we can now move our tool card off our Zygarde, put the float stone on that Zygarde, move the Zygarde to our bench, which is amazing. My goodness, I cannot believe we are taking this game against Garchomp. So let's put the float stone on that Zygarde. Then let's retreat into our Carbink Break. We might as well evolve into another Carbink Break. Let's see here. We'll discard one energy. Maybe we can find another Zygarde. We cannot. We do find a Seeker. So I will put an energy on a Zygarde on my bench. Then I will... Will I end? No, I will not end actually. My opponent does not have any energies in hand. So we'll simply hit for the Diamond Gift. Or hit with the Diamond Gift for 2 strong energies. Put them on our Zygarde on the bench. And in the next turn we can knock out this Garchomp with our Zygarde. Leave my opponent only with the Octillery. Can we knock it out with the Cellstorm? No, we cannot. We are 1 strong energy short. There's another Korrina for the Professor's Letter maybe. We did know my opponent had a Seeker for a Korrina, so it is no surprise that we are seeing that Korrina. A Town Map and a Carbink. Alright, finds his own Carbink. We don't really mind. We have our own Carbinks and we can accelerate energies onto our own Carbinks. A Town Map. We also have Hex Maniac somewhere, so... Retreat into the Carbink, that's okay. Can we find our Hex Maniac Seeker? Let's discard one more energy here then. And maybe find another Zygarde. There's a Pokemon Ranger, Fighting Fury Belt. I will put the Fighting Fury Belt on the Zygarde on a bench here. Let's move that Floatstone off our Zygarde and put the Fighting Fury Belt on it. Let's move the Floatstone to our Weavile, and we are going to end, I think, yes. Let's also put a Power Memory in play. And then it is definitely time to end. Can we find another Zygarde? Come on, Zygarde. I know we shuffle our hand back to 3 cards. Oh, Sycamore and a Seeker, that's good. Sycamore is good. Seeker, not so much. So let's hit this Carbink here with our Diamond Gift for a little bit of damage. 20 damage on the Carbink. Accelerate some energies onto our other Carbink. And pause the turn to my opponent. 2 Carbinks ready to go. 1 Zygarde ready to go. At some point my opponent will have to get out the Garchomp here. So it is not over yet. We will see some energy acceleration from my opponents. With a strong energy even and a muscle band. Oh my goodness, we will get hit hard here by that Carbink. We need to find our Hex Maniac. Please tell me we have our Hex Maniac somewhere. Or our Listener. If both are prized, we are in a bit of a bad spot actually. Another Carbink comes down. And the Octillery for the Abyssal Hand for 2 cards. Can my opponent find anything useful? Discards an energy, alrighty. We need to watch out for a Listener on our Zygarde. There's a Counter Stadium. Do we have any more stadiums? We do have 1 more stadium and a Sycamore. Discarding rare candy. 3 rare candies in discard pile. So we won't see any more Garchomps anytime soon. All we really need to do is knock out the Garchomp, the Octillery and 1 Carbink Break. That's all we need to do here in this game. Please let us top deck a Zygarde or R3 Zygardes prized once more, just like against the Yveltal Break deck. Not the Yveltal Break, the Yveltal EX deck. Strong energy and a regular energy on a Garchomp. We get strong energy. We'll put it on the Carbink Break on our bench. And we will retreat right here, I think. We are also going to end. And our Sycamore. Maybe let's just Sycamore, no need to end. Because my opponent would only get 1 less card. There's our Hex Maniac. We do get our Hex Maniac. And we get a Zygarde to accelerate onto. So let's retreat into our other Carbink Break. And let's not forget to move the tool card away from this Carbink Break onto maybe the Zygarde on our bench. The Carbink or the Zygarde. If my opponent Liceners out this here Zygarde, can he knock it out? I think he can. Yes, because of the stadium. So let's put it on our Carbink Break. Let's preserve the Power Memory. Then let's Max Elixir first of all. Thin out our deck if we can. We cannot Max Elixir. No energies right there. So then it's time to Diamond Gift for some energy acceleration on the Zygarde on our bench. 40 damage right there. We will accelerate 2 energies onto our Zygarde. All we need to do now is use our Hex Maniac in the next turn to knock out this Carbink Break with our Zygarde, or maybe we'll just let this Carbink Break get knocked out or knock out the Carbink Break with our own Carbink Break. That might be the safer play. There's another Carbink Break, and then we can preserve our Hex Maniac for later on in the game. You see another strong energy, that's not a knockout, and a Giratina. Does that mean my opponent is going to attack with the Carbink Break and not with the Garchomp? We might actually see just another attack with the Carbink Break here. A Machamp and an Enhanced Hammer. Darn it, those Enhanced Hammers. Enhanced Hammers will still be available in the new formats. Discards a strong energy, that's actually excellent. Did not discard it to our Zygarde. Why did my opponent... Actually, now we cannot one-hit KO this here Carbink Break, that is why. And that is indeed why. So smart play there from our opponents. We will retreat into our Zygarde with no damage on it. Yes, alright, let's go here. Let's go Zygarde. Let's attach an energy to you. Do we need to do that? I might just put it on a Carbink actually. We don't really need to do that at the moment. And we will move the Fighting Fury Belt from our Zygarde on a bench to the Zygarde in the active spot, and that way it should stay alive here. I don't think my opponent will be able to KO it. Is there anything else we need to move around? I don't think so. So let's hit for the KO here. All cells burn. Oh no, we need to use our Hex Maniac. Oh my goodness, nearly forgot. Let's use our Hex Maniac and let's hit for the Cell Storm for 60 for a knockout. Bring ourselves down. One more prize. Slowly but surely we are taking this game. It is another Zygarde. Fantastic. We really did not need another Zygarde at this moment. Well, you never know. One of our Zygardes might go down. There's another Carbink Break. Does not promote the Garchomp yet. Can we find our Lysander maybe? An energy on the Carbink Break. Well, we can knock out this Carbink Break and then it's basically GG. Retreat into the Garchomp does retreat. I'm not sure what the point was of that. I'm not sure at all. No strong energies on the Garchomp it seems. With one more strong energy, would my opponent have been able to KO us? Corina would hit for 80 plus 80 plus 40 plus 20 is 220. Nope, would not be able to KO us. So just a bite off for a near KO. We stay alive. We will knock out this here Garchomp with our last energy here that we have in our hands. 110, just enough for knockout on the Garchomp, and I believe we take the game right here. Lance Wrath for a ton of damage. Do we need to end? No, we do not need to end. We want to preserve our VS Seeker here. I will thin out my deck a little bit. I'll discard the Pokemon Ranger and discard the Sneasel. Grab myself a Shaymin, so we can always Shaymin in the next turn. Find our Lysander or our other VS Seeker. Maybe even a strong energy, you never know. And then it's time to hit for the kill here. Lance Wrath, we cannot save the Fighting Fury Belt, unfortunately. So Lance Wrath it is for the KO, 110 damage. All we need to do is take one more prize, and we have the game. A Fighting Fury Belt, fantastic. Look at how much damage we have on our Pokemon. My opponent is always just a little bit short for the KOs. All of our attackers have got damage on them. Diamond Gift for the KO. My opponent takes the first two prizes. Will grab a strong energy and a Lysander probably. Gets two strong energies onto that Carbink, but we have our VS Seeker. It is game, it is GG. I will say to my opponent, GG here. All we need to do is grab ourselves our Hex Maniac. Did I say Lysander? I meant Hex Maniac. So let's Hex Maniac here and let's hit for the KO with our Lance Wrath. GG to my opponents. Nice game. Weavile really came in handy there. We moved our tools around so much, and that is how we managed to take the game eventually there. Because without being able to move that Fighting Fury Belt on our Zygardes, we would not have hit for the kill against that Garchomp. Amazing stuff. I really love this game. I am very happy with this game. 580 damage dealt versus 500 from my opponent. Zygarde-EX MVP versus Garchomp. I will find myself one more opponent for one more bonus battle, which you will see next week after my next Fun Fridays episode. I hope you enjoyed this here episode. Leave a like if you did. It is always much appreciated. And I will see you next time with another episode in this Pokémon TCG Online series. Pedro XDK challenges us to a battle with his Fairy, Psychic and Colorless deck. we get to call the coin flip. Pedro XDK is someone from my friends list, so he's someone who watches my videos, has been watching my videos for quite a long time. So it's very nice to be able to battle against him. Hopefully we can have a nice match.
Karp, 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 Karp.